Hello Cancer, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is going to be your reading for October 1st through the 15th. We're trying an outdoor setting today, so we'll see how it goes. You may hear some other background sounds. We do have a hawk around here. I'm hoping the hawk makes an appearance, and I'll mention little creatures as I see them. And today we're going to be pulling a card for your overall energy, and then we'll take a look at your energies, the energies connected to you, and how those mingle and dance in the middle. We will close off the reading with an oracle card for the Cancerian collective. You can check out your sun, moon, rising, and north node for additional context and texture. These are general readings, so take only what resonates, leave the rest. I have a lot of cool links in the description below, so check that out. You can book a personal reading with me where we go more in depth. You can make a donation if you'd like to support my channel. I always greatly appreciate those. That helps me grow and build my community. And then you can connect on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Creators on the Crest if you're on those platforms. Okay, I've been pulling the cards as I've been talking here, so we will get into this here, but let's get your overall energy from the Sacred Geometry of Activations Oracle. And hopefully the lawnmowers will finish up what they're doing. I think they're almost done over there. Ooh, Cancer, you got consciousness, number 17. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. That is so beautiful, consciousness. So Cancer, this period of October 1st through the 15th might actually be a time for you of expanding your consciousness, or something's going to come into your conscious awareness. On your side here, you get the Nine of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands. There's definitely at least one thought that has been kind of plaguing you, maybe keeping you up at night a bit. Something, maybe a couple things, but something for some of you, I get it might be financial or it might be money matters. For others of you, it could just be things that you're working on personally overcoming, like anxiety or depression, or just feeling like things aren't coming together quite like you want them to. You are aware of this, but it does have you a bit suspended in a way. Now with that consciousness card coming up overall, however, I feel like there's something in this experience for you. You've got this Queen of Wands here, and that really tells me things are going to be illuminated. She actually has a wand of fire, almost like she has lit this column here. And it really appears to me that the work you're doing right now is very deep in a very rooted way, but it has the ability to ground you into being able to safely expand your consciousness. We'll see. I know Cancer, you like to feel safe, you like to feel secure. That may be some themes that are coming up for you, feeling financial security, relationship security, familial security. For the person connected to you, they get the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. This person appears to have a lot on their plate. I don't know what exactly is going on with them. We will get some clarifiers, but they are the kind of person that tends to maybe make things a little harder on themselves, especially, than it needs to be. They've got a lot of passion. They've got a lot of gifts, but it doesn't appear like they're utilizing those gifts in any kind of way, really. So those gifts are currently there, and maybe they're aware of them, but they're not being utilized, or they're barely being utilized here. There's definitely a pause for them, but I do like the fire they have. I do like the passion. For some of you, could be dealing with a fire sign or just someone who's carrying a lot of fire energies right now. For the connection here, you get the 5 of Wands and the Fool. So some of that fire energy from their world is coming into your world. It could be making you uncomfortable at times. Whew, getting a lot of itchy nose here. Let me get a sip of water here. Yeah, there seems to be what you're going through, what they're going through, and then in the middle, conflict is created. However, we have the Fool here. I was gonna say maybe that person is kind of ending like a minor cycle for themselves where something's gonna shift, and then it will shift the energies of the relationship. Let's get some clarifiers here. Hi, Blaze. Blaze is trying to get up on my lap here. Hang on. Come here. Come here. Up. Say hello to everybody. He's a shaggy boy. He needs a grooming, but we're trying to give it a few more weeks. Yeah, lay down. Got his face on the cards now. All right, let's clarify this Nine of Swords for you, Cancer. The Empress and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's really, really interesting because I think in a lot of ways you've already embodied the proper feminine energies for yourself, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. There's something about feminine energies, could be in your environment as well. There's just some sort of stable feminine energies that are showing up here that I really like. And with this Eight of Cups, these thoughts, this thought or two that's been plaguing you, I feel like you are pretty soon going to be able to leave that behind. For some of you, this could be like you've been reminiscing, or you've been just a bit reflective on the past, perhaps. Maybe more so than typical Cancer fashion, which you do like to focus on the past, and you do have especially the emotional energies of the past, but it looks like you're going to leave something behind here, and you're going to feel a lot better about leaving it behind because you're leaving behind that Nine of Swords. And here you have that feminine Empress energy supporting you. Maybe this is about you embodying that Empress as you kind of go through the stress. For the Hanged Man, you got the Tower and the Knight of Pentacles. For a lot of you, I think the feeling is maybe you feel like you're spending too much, or that money is going out but money isn't coming back in and resources aren't coming back in. You do seem to be here a bit out of your, what I would call the comfort and safety zone for yourself. We do have this Knight of Pentacles coming in. I like that that comes in. I feel like it stabilizes. It feels like it brings a stabilization energy while you're trying to figure things out. This is really interesting because it's like there's movement here, but there's also movement that you can't control. So if you are holding on to any kind of controlling energies around how things are going, it's gonna probably make it even harder. This, for some of you, like you're in kind of a trust fall with the universe, and you don't want to end up trying to take up the responsibilities of the universe. You just want to focus on what you can control and what you're responsible for. Let's do this Queen of Wands here. The King of Cups and the Magician. So you can see these major arcana energies, the Empress, the Tower, the Hanged Man, the Magician. This is you beginning to utilize this conscious awareness that came up in your overall energies to switch things up a bit. I really feel like you're going to be switching things up. I feel like the switch is going to come from your heart, so it's not going to be something that your mind figures out. It's going to be really embodying, because we had that Empress there, a life that is heart-led. Not just that sounds good and sounds pretty, but you really embodying a life that is heart-led. And that's huge. That's very difficult to do in our current world and state of the world. So you have your work cut out for you here. Let's see what's going on with the burdens of this other person. Maybe they've taken up some of the more physical responsibilities for the relationship, for your home. They get to clarify the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Hierophant. There's some more fiery energy there. This person could be carrying a little bit of anger and resentment with them. I feel like, though, they kind of do some of this to themselves. So I want you to be very careful not to take on their projections, because they've got the Hierophant here, and there are spiritual lessons that they're supposed to be learning in this. They're supposed to be learning about how not to make things harder on themselves. They really seem to do that. They seem to overburden their own selves here somehow. They're either overworking, they're overthinking, overcompensating. Yes. Okay, let's look at this Seven of Wands, Cancer. I have one of those nice Turkish sand towels that I'm covering my legs with, because there are still mosquitoes out. And they like to try to get me, but I'm feeling okay. Every once in a while I get a little itch. For the Seven of Wands, they got the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. You know, this person really has in their heart of hearts, they intend to shift this cycle for themselves where they take on too much, they're overburdened, there's just too much in their energy field, and then they can't hold it all. But here they're showing me the Eight of Swords. Their mind, they have good intentions, but they get all wrapped up in their mind. So for a lot of you, the person you're dealing with just gets so caught up in overthinking, they just lock themselves down. They lock themselves right down, and it's not needed. But this is part, the Hierophant here for them, this is part of them growing spiritually. Okay, for the Two of Wands, the Two of Wands kind of represents like I'm planning, I'm looking, but I'm not yet going. The Wands energy is fire, that means it's gonna move, but the Two of Wands kind of strikes me like, okay, we've sparked the fire and the kindling is starting to go. It's starting to kind of catch, but it's still in a baby phase. And they get the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I love the Six of Wands energy coming in for them. I feel like that's going to start the tides turning. I don't know if they're going to have a change in career, a change in their perspective, have some sort of conquering of this overthinking, but it looks like these overburdened energies for them are shifting with that Wheel of Fortune there, which is beautiful. If they could somehow find a way to embrace the roots and the core of who they are and let go some of the ways that they are grinding their thoughts, I think that would help this cycle go faster. I don't know what that was. That was like a moth or something. Okay, let's look at the Five of Wands in the middle here. You get the Three of Wands coming in from your side and the High Priestess on theirs. If this person ever is projecting anger or frustration or resentment onto the connection here, do keep in mind it's part of a spiritual lesson for them. There's wisdom they're supposed to be gaining here. The two of you could, for some of you, this is a powerful soul connection, so it could be the potentiality that you trigger one another quite easily. You kind of have your back turned here, and you're holding steady with this Three of Wands. Maybe even showing this person by just your own behavior and your own actions, not saying any words, but just your own actions. You may be showing them that next step that they need to take from the Two of Wands. Now, it won't look exactly like your step, but it will be a step, right? So that could be the case here as well, where they are knowing that or feeling like maybe you're one step ahead of them, but there's this spiritual lesson in it. I don't see it that you're better or worse or that kind of comparison. I don't see it like that, but there is some spiritual aspect, some consciousness aspect that is taking place here that they feel like you have that they don't. For the Fool, you get the Three of Pentacles and they get the Nine of Wands. More wands. This person, you know, fire is so transformational. And I think that's important for you to keep in mind, Cancer, as you go through this relationship with this person, because you could really be at your wit's end at times dealing with this kind of energy. they're not trusting. There's a lot of ways that they're not trusting the new beginning, the next step, the universe. Even though that's the lesson, it's a spiritual lesson of trusting the universe and letting go and not overburdening yourself unnecessarily. Whereas you're coming to it with, like, you see how the pieces are going to fit together. You see how this next step, this new start, this, you know, fresh cycle for them is really going to allow some collaboration that maybe the two of you haven't experienced together before. Cancer, let's pull a card for you from the Spirit de la Lune to close off your reading today. Cancer, you got the number 4, the honeymoon, and it says productivity. For some of you, you might be going through some sort of honeymoon phase in your business where things are going to kick up and it's going to be nice and sweet and juicy and fun. It says here this is a productive time for you. Learn from the bees and follow your soul's work. If you do not know where to begin, follow the magnetic pull to the flowers that ignite your passion. It could be an actual person you are drawn to or something that you've always wanted to learn. Pollinate and plant your soul's seeds. They will either grow and bloom or stay dormant until they are ready. And that's such a beautiful message going along with your reading here, because I think at times you may be feeling like, oh, well, I have to let the universe do this. And at times you're confused about what your responsibilities are. What's the universe's? What's this person you're dealing with? What's the responsibilities there? And I love the term honeymoon because I feel like this is you kind of recognizing that you are the honey, Cancer, and that you can attract. And it's not through showing off or anything like that. It's just about the flower opening and attracting those pollinators so that a more active energy can come in for you. Cancer, thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to see you next time.